Welcome back to Factorio Seablock and TSM, episode number 253. And today we are finally going to start dealing with, plastic, I guess. It's a lot better than it used to be, but it needs a supply of nutrient pulp. And we intended to build nutrient pulp here, and I still do. The obvious issue, though, is if a train comes in here, actually, which way does it come in? Yes, it comes in here. It can escape, but a train that would come into here before I built this bit would have been stuck. It would have come, it wouldn't even be able to get on here, actually. There was no way on here or on here, so to overcome that, I have, between episodes, built this piece here. I also, I can't see because I've taken the radar out, but I also finished off the modules that I was going to do there. I did a minor upgrade to modules to ensure that we'd be building enough. Here. This one I don't think had speed modules in it, so it was struggling a little bit. And also the transistors down here needed some speed modules. So now they have those. So things are moving a little bit better. In fact, you're now struggling as a consequence of these struggling. What are they? Oh, I see. We're out of... Yes, I was wondering about this. How hard can you hit the basic supplies before they start collapsing in on you? And it looks like the red shards that we need for the smallest modules are out for some reason. That's full, so that's not the problem. 6.8k. You would think that could keep going. I don't know. I may have to look at that. I'm not going to look at it now. Between episodes, I also did a little bit of experimentation or searching for options around the nutrient pulp. If you remember, for nutrient pulp at the moment, and sorry, we're doing this at night time and it's not all lit by lamps, but the issue we have is we're using the sand that gets dredged up, and I wanted to avoid the dredging if possible and the sand, and use mud if I could. So it basically comes down to what's the best option for making nutrient pulp. And if I redo this, you might be able to jump ahead and see based on what I've got over there, but if you weren't looking over there, nutrient pulp. So nutrient pulp, the best option comes from the beans, because 5 beans makes 80, and then corn it's only 70, and so on and so forth. You don't get back to an option for 80 anywhere through there, so your best option is the beans as far as I can see, right? Now, making beans, you have 2 options. You have binifran, which is what we're using here, which makes 12 beans. You also have zombie eucalyptus, which is the recipe that's just dropped off from this list, actually. Zombie eucalyptus, and 20 of them will make 14 beans, which is actually slightly better than the binifran. So we want to do the zombie eucalyptus recipe. Now, the other thing about zombie eucalyptus, which is quite nice, is it uses mud and heavy mud water, right? So we can consume some mud. And where are we going to get the heavy mud water from? Well, this is one option, but there's also another option where you get it from viscous mud water, And you have multiple options here as well, including this one that you just directly consume mud. So we don't need to have all the other byproducts that you potentially get here. We don't have to be making more mud. We can just use the mud supply that we've got, throw in water, make viscous mud water, as opposed to... Actually, you can just craft it directly. That's interesting. Oh, you need a seafloor pump. So instead of dredging it up, we just add mud to water to use up our vast supplies of mud in liquefiers or chem plants. It looks like liquefiers are probably our best option. To make the viscous mud water, from there we go from viscous mud water to the heavy mud water. In the process we get a tiny bit of mud back, which is okay. Actually, is that what we do? I think that's what we do, isn't it? Yes, and we get this hydrogen sulfide gas. We'll come back to that in a second. So that is the process that we want to do for getting the mud to the heavy mud water and using mud. So we're using up mud. We're getting the heavy mud water also from mud, and that will give us the zombie eucalyptus seed, which you then if we go to usage, you can make the seeds from 5, you get 5 to 6, which is fine. You can make the beans, and what's the other one? Compost. I don't know if we need the compost or not, but that is the process to get to beans that we then turn into nutrient pulp directly in one of these. So that might even be more efficient. Is that the same thing? A nutrient extractor, and that's a nutrient extractor. So the beans are directly converted. But they have to go through a bioprocessor to be turned into beans, but that's fine. And all we need is farms. I don't think you need a special farm to do this in. So, therefore, in order to do this, what we're going to want is we're going to want an in down here, which I guess, is this going the same direction? That is going to the west. You're going to the east. Yes, you're going to the east. Yeah, you're east. So we need a easterly input station. Bound to have one up here somewhere. You're west. No, wait. You're... Hang on. You're east. So we want one of these, basically. Got there in the end, I think. So that should go in like so. I'm just going to put it there for now because we obviously need a bit of sand. Over those areas. Now I don't actually need all of this extra stuff here because I don't know what I want in terms of fact, we're pretty unlikely to need all of those things. Good, didn't fill in all of that. Now, are they powered? Yes, I think so. And we don't need that stuff. Quick. So, yes, you're going that way. What? After all of that, I ended up picking up the wrong one. This is around the wrong way. Fine. All right, let's find one that's round the right way. There's got to be one. Oh, these have so much stuff on them, though. You actually need some more. Not that I can't put those in, so I guess we could grab you. This one's using direct. Oh no, it's not. So yeah, that's fine. So you're going this way. You should be one of them. That's a little bit better. Okay, so what this wants to order is mud. Now mud, what does mud stack to? We can check that fairly quickly. It's not in there. Mud. Thought it was, there it is, mud. Stacks to 200, okay. So mud is less than 16k then. And this one will be P good, then order us a full train of mud. It's on its way, awesome. Where is the train? There it is, okay. It's got quite a long way to come. So, we get our mud there. So, then, the first step, really, is to create the viscous mud water, which we need liquefiers for. I don't know how many. We'll start with... Do I have some liquefiers? Let's start with the very basics. Do we have liquefiers in here? If we don't, I don't think they're too far away. That's a casting machine. Liquefiers. Liquefiers. Chem plant. What's that? Liquefier. Right. I think we're going to need some water. Let's start with like 4. Now, mud to viscous mud water. That one. So we're going to need some water in. Am I able to make one of these? I am. Fantastic. This leaves plenty of room to expand this if need be. So, where is it? There it is. I think, so you just need mud coming in as well. Oh, I've only got blue belt now, I forgot about that. Oh, when I was expanding down below, I may not have mentioned it, but I actually blew up my plasma turret, so I've now made a Mark II one. So it's just stuff lying around, so it's probably a little bit more powerful. Okay, the easiest way for these things to come out will be if it's heading that way. How quickly are we using this stuff? 5 seconds. So we don't actually need that much. Whatever, we'll just use blue. We have blue, we'll use blue. Maybe at this point in time, we are overusing anything less. So that's going to head through like that as a minimum. These are going to have to come up, maybe keep it simple. Oh, you guys need to be picking up mud. And I probably don't actually need the express versions, but we'll use them anyway. And there you go, we've got our viscous mud water coming. Probably ordered another train. Yes, we have, and it's on its way. That's great. Okay, so viscous mud water. To make this heavy mud water, we need washing plants. Okay, washing plant. I've probably turned... Oh no, I have washing plants. So I might do a quick calculation this time. We're getting 30 a second, so we're getting 120 a second. And these guys, whoops, these guys, heavy mud water. So you need water as well. Heavy mud. Oh, and you get the gas out there. So I do actually need a bit of room on these. Be nice if you could actually define what came at each point, right? But you cannot. So when I put another one of these over here, we're actually going to need a gap of 3. I think. Now, this one, you know, my calculation is hopeless anyway because of the speed of these machines. Unless I use a planning mod to actually calculate it all for me. So instead of that, I think we will just do something like that. And can I reach all the way down to here? You are unfortunately aligned. could do that. How far can you reach? Nice. And you can also reach to there. So, as soon as these guys get that, we're now making this stuff. Which means we're going to have to return the mud. Because who really wants mud in the way? That's nice. You actually made none. And this gas is a gas that we're going to have future purposes for. If you notice, I've got the semi-heavy water here. So I've kept this recipe here. So this is a way to go directly to enriched hydrogen sulfide gas. So we're making the gas we want. We're going to need to use steam, but this is another process. So I don't know exactly how we're going to accommodate that yet, but we are going to accommodate that one way or another. Whether I just make a gas farm of some sort, I'm not sure, but in any event, we now have our heavy mud water, which is the fuel for our zombie eucalyptus processing, or rather what it needs to grow into beans. So, I think at this point, I want to get some basic farms. I have some basic farms, just not a lot. I want to get like a row of basic farms. Well, there's like 16. Let's start with that. And that is the one that we want. So all it needs in is heavy mud water, seed, and more mud. Okay. This will get us the heavy mud water in. Now, we can either like run the seeds that one. That's awkward, isn't it? If this was one bigger, maybe I should start making medium electric pole 4, because then it will cover both sides of these. That would be kind of useful. Where's the make everything? It's over this way. Turn off you for the moment. Now, where's poles? Oh, and I can probably expand farms as well instead of 4. Get 10. 10's actually not enough. Where are my power poles? They're not down here. I see some power poles here. Let's have a look. You are medium electric pole 3, so you are what? Medium electric power pole 4. Aha. Power pole 4, minus 10. Oh, so we actually do have some. Maybe I need to increase that number though. And what is it they needed to... What do they actually use? Just null, gilded copper. And you are... We have some. Oh. Oh, you're already at 20. Okay. So instead of getting those things, I should probably be requesting medium electric pole 4 in the amount of 50. And maybe we'll start phasing out the 2s and the 3s. All right. Trees and charcoal are fine. Turn this back on. Yes, as expected, we ran slightly short. Now, poles 4. That's what I want. So it extends all the way through here and actually has power down here. So it's a lot better than what we had had before. Now I actually... yeah, I have some of these seeds. So you've made 5. Unfortunately, you didn't make any more. Mud. We need to get mud down here. I suppose my only question is, am I going to put seeds and mud on the same line, or am I going to have 2 separate lines? I don't know. But if we were to, for example, do this, oh, you should probably do that, and then I can just do this fairly easily, like so, and like so. Input priority from there, that's correct. Now, well, for starters, how much mud and seeds and time. 30 seconds. You actually need 5 seeds, 10 mud. You don't need an express inserter, but you're getting one. And I'm just going to dump all of these in here for now. You need an inserter, but you have to dump near. Fabulous. 46. So we're going to go this way. That should be enough to propagate the process. Let's see. And so the finished product, which is quite a lot actually, probably needs stack inserters. And one of them needs to be a near. Otherwise this will never work. How's the supply? That's not stretched in the slightest. Pretty much as expected. Although we are going to be getting a gas issue soon, aren't we? Yes, we are. We are. Might have to change how I do this. I could even have it run a bit like that. Priority left again. You are going to drop there. Drop there. Drop there. Now this gives me a little bit more space to do something with this. Maybe the easiest thing to do is simply have it get out of the way sort of over here. In fact, do I have a... I don't want to use one of those tanks. I want to use a gas tank. Just because... bother. Okay, let's just get one. If I had a little bit more space, I would probably permanently have a supply of these things, but just for now, we'll run back to fairly close, make everything, and grab another one. While we figure out later what we're going to do with that, we definitely are going to be making the heavy water. Got it. Good. Okay, that will give us those two. And over here, that can start filling up. That's fine. So, we now have our seed. This is a crafting speed 1. Okay. So it takes 30 seconds to give us, call it 45. So for each one, we're basically getting a 50% bonus. Per second, we have 16, or at least we will have in a moment. There we go. So, 16 machines, that means we're getting 24. We're basically getting 24 a second. This is taking a little bit out. It's basically putting us back to about 40 instead of 45. So we're getting about a third extra. So 80 a minute by 16. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. Okay. How do we get to our beans from this? This one. Bioprocessor. Do I have any bioprocessors on me? Bioprocessors. It's not looking like it. No. Let's start with that. I think I've got some mud on me, actually. Let me get rid of the mud first. How much mud is in here? 28k. Plus a little bit more. bioprocessors will give me the beans, and I need the nutrient extractors. So maybe we get some nutrient extractors while we're up here. Nutrient extractor. We do have some nutrient extractors. Nutrient extractor. Make it 10 of them as well. Good. Alright. I don't know how many of these we actually need. We can worry about the fine details later. Too many calculations. I just want some results. I don't think the calculations are the most important part. So, if I put down a nutrient extractor, say here, and the recipe that we want is that one. What do you actually do? 14 beans every 4... You use 20. 20 every 4 seconds. And each one of these is giving us 80 a minute. 80 a minute. So that's 4 cycles. So this is like 16 seconds. 15. So we need about a third, which is like 5 of these, maybe 6, if my maths is right. Do I want them hard next to each other? No idea. No idea at all. And you only need the seed. That's all you need. Okay. How much is it? Why don't we just use stack inserters and look at that. That's magnificent. So we're getting lots of beans. We're getting 14 beans every 4 seconds. That's like 70 beans times 15 for a minute. Oops. $15 by 70, so it's like over 1,000. What do you get from a nutrient extractor? Like, how many beans does it take? You get 80 nutrient. You're using 5 every 2 seconds. So we're going to need more of these because you can do 150 a minute. You can do well, in 2 seconds you're doing 7, and in 2 seconds you're using 5. So we need 40% more of these. So we need 7 of these to deal with 5 of these. Okay, in that case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need something like that. Express stack inserter maybe. That one actually needs it there for this to make sense. Yeah. And now we have a ton of nutrient pulp, which is the product that we are trying to export. Now, I could run a pipe. I could run a pipe from here all the way past this slot into here, or alternatively, instead of exporting nutrient pulp, you could be importing it. That actually might work, so we could do that. We could then just leave this as is. You import nutrient pulp, which means that we need to export it then. So we have two exports. This one and the nutrient pulp. And I guess, so one's a liquid, one's a gas. Very much like this, actually. Which one was it? That one. Oh, I need another one of those, and I need some standard pumps. Okay. We're probably going to end up expanding this system, but for now, I don't know. I should just have a collection of pumps. How are you going? Slowly building up. Oh yeah, you are covered in mud. Good. Make everything. I need to run faster. I don't think I have enough of the special alien artifacts to get the next armor though. Right, good. We got the stuff we need. So I'll top up our sand as well. So all these minor changes we do to sand, we'll always have a small supply of sand for. So that's probably quite good too. This one's working properly now, isn't it? Yes, it's only ordering if it gets to below 32k, which means no time soon. Alright, now, you are nutrient pulp. You are going to be the other one. Let's get this one out of the way first. There we go. Maybe I should enhance this slightly with a one-way valve. Does it really need it? Non-return valve. I don't actually have the iron to do it, but it would be better if it was all down here, right? And you guys are going to be that way around. You guys are also going to be that way around. So this is coming up here, which I suppose is better than alternatives. Stone pipe. So now we're getting nutrient pulp. Good, those are empty. It has nutrient pulp. This one needs to be hydrogen sulfide. Not that. Hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide, right. Okay. That one needs to be hydrogen sulfide as well. And we need a pole. This one, it will be, is greater than 50k would probably do. The hydrogen sulfide is also greater than. And let's just have a look what we have in the way of the where is that one actually? It's a fluid wagon. Okay, so P is this one with the empty fluid wagon. I should possibly hide it, but we'll see. And this one, we probably don't have any hydrogen sulfide gas in here yet. I'm not sure. No, we do not. Okay. We're a long way off though. Look how slowly that's building up. This is building up fairly quickly. We're already up to 42k. So let's go back up here. One more. You guys are going around this way. If less than 100. Yep, if less than 100, we're going to order the supply. And currently you are less than 100. What? You're less... Oh, this is not connected. 5.3. Okay, so we've ordered. It's on its way. Okay, this is draining that nutrient pulp into this supply, which has pushed through to here. All of these are now going max. That's giving us a level of acetone gas that we haven't seen for a while. In fact, all of these are now working. That's a good thing. How quickly do you drain? 45. That's not too terrible. Now we may need more of these. And or we might need pumps to get this through here faster. How fast is this refilling? Really fast. So we can certainly handle it faster. Which also means I don't need to expand this lot just yet. The other thing that I wonder is these are all trying to output. I think some of these need to be made drop to the near side. So that would be a nice refinement. For example, you could drop near. And you could drop near. Is anybody having trouble dispatching stuff? Not really. So, nutrient pulp with plenty of room for, well, some room for expanding, but like we can easily, I mean, these could be made the more advanced version. We can put another 1, maybe 2 down here, and we can expand this along here quite a bit more. So that would generally help. How is power? Power is being managed far too easily, actually. I was hoping this would push things over the edge, but maybe not. Finally, let me come up here. So I really would like to have enough acetone gas coming through that this is now, if anything, the bottleneck is the actual supply of the, what are they called, raw bioplastic, rather than the acetone gas. But we do not appear to be at that point yet. Down here it's still pretty clogged up, isn't it? Yes. But this is not quite continuous either. You're still waiting for acetone gas. You're not getting the nutrient pulp you desire. You've dropped hard. Nutrient pulp. Nutrient pulp. 5 minutes. No path. The carbon liquids in O5. Okay. Yes, that's a little awkward, isn't it? How did we manage to get one delivered there in the first place? There must have been a... It's always worth checking. We've mucked up our rail signals. Yes, I didn't check the signals that I was slapping down, so we've clearly got it round the wrong way. This is going up, this is going down, this is going up, this is confused. I think we'll find that train's now coming, but that's not going to do. We're going to need... No, we need one... need a little bit more, just... Good, we've got one of those there. Now, as far as this bit's concerned... yeah, you need that, and you need that. Maybe I need the faster pumps here. And all the bigger tanks. Because where do you actually go? You go all the way back up. Yeah, that that is not great. Maybe I could build a thing here for it. It's traveling an awfully long way to come back to here. I guess we're going to have to think about that. It's on its way back now, but that's crazy. That is dead crazy. You got to think sometimes about where you put your depot stops for these, just so you don't have these ridiculously overblown runs. But I think we've done enough for this episode, so thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. Bye bye for now.